Tonight, just finished up his second NFL season with Green Bay. He led that team in receptions and receiving yards. I'm joined by Packer wide receiver Randall Cobb. Randall, good to see you. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Good to have you. Listen, I've talked to guys all week long. Everybody who comes into town who's not playing this game is, well, they're bitter, they're disappointed, they're depressed. They're just not in a good way. You've got a smile on your face, but you came close and came up just short. So how are you feeling?
You know, it's tough. Definitely come down here and want to be able to play in this game. But just to be down here and be in this atmosphere, you know what it's all about. You know how much football means to a lot of these people. So just being around this atmosphere is a great feeling.
All right, talk about the 49ers. You came up short against these guys. From a receiver standpoint, let me get your thoughts. When you match up with their defense, on the corner, they are really, really physical. In fact, their corners seem like safeties. If you go up against them, how do you counter that?
I think the biggest thing is that they're great in their press technique. They're very good at getting a jam on you, messing up your routes, getting into your route running. So it's very important to get off the line of scrimmage and get open downfield.
All right, so when you're going over the middle, do you find yourself thinking about Willis and Bowman? Because you know they're coming for you.
They got some hitters, but you can't think about that. You know, they're a great defense, a very physical defense. We know what we're going to expect from them when we play them. A very physical game, but you can't have that in the back of your mind because you're going to play scared. You got to take chances and go out there and make plays.
All right, so one more thought about that defense. You look at the Ravens, Joe Flacco throws that great deep ball. Do you think he's going to have some opportunities downfield?
I think so. I think they'll have the opportunity. I think it's important for them to stretch the field early and find those opportunities, hit Torrey Smith up the sidelines, Anquan Bolden. I think they have a great receiving core and can make some plays if they have the opportunity.
All right, now your situation with Green Bay is really interesting. They've used you in a lot of different ways, but you set the single-season record for total yardage, all-purpose yardage. I mean, we're talking about the Green Bay Packers. You've had a lot of great players come through there. To have a milestone like that, what's that mean to you?
You know, I think looking back on the season, I think it was a big season. It was very fun, and it's great when you got so many guys around you like Greg and like Jordy and James and A-Rod to throw you the ball and put you in positions to win and be successful. And when you got guys around you like that, it's easy to breed off of them and easy to make plays on.
You know, I saw Greg Jennings earlier today, and he's a free agent. He may not come back. Donald Driver's also retiring. I mean, these are two guys that have been there for a long, long time. Although Driver didn't play that much this year, what's it going to be like not having those guys around if Jennings doesn't come back?
I think it's going to be really weird, especially for me. You know, being here 2 years and having those guys around and being able to learn from them and being able to watch them in practice and see how they work and see the business side of it and being able to talk to them and communicate with them. It's going to be different. It's going to be weird for me, but you know, it's part of the business and it happens. And you just got to make that next step and move forward.
All right, it's going to be weird for you, but what do you think it means to you in terms of your role?
I think it may increase my role, but I think what they've been able to do is give me a cornerstone to who I am as a player and how my career is going to go, being able to learn from them and watch them and grow underneath them and learn from them.
Now, you've given that team quite a bit returning kicks, but you feel like you've reached a place right now. You led that team in receptions this year. Are you ready to kick that responsibility down to a younger guy and become a receiver full-time?
You know, I'm going to leave that decision up to the coaches. I love playing football. I love being on the field. It doesn't matter if it's a punt returner, kick returner, or receiver, or wherever. I just love being on the field. But, you know, if coaches feel that it's time to make that change and make that switch, I'm down for it.
Yeah, you made it pretty clear. You just want to be on the field and you want to get your touches. Do you think the coaches are ready to make that decision, and do you think that's where you're going to be next year?
I think it's a possibility. I think with the production that Jeremy Ross had in the last few games, I think he's a great returner, and he made a few big plays for us in the Tennessee game when I went down and in the Minnesota game, the last game of the season, and also in the first playoff game. So I really expect for him to come on.
You know, I've never heard Aaron Rodgers talk about a young guy the way he talks about you. I mean, very clearly you've earned his respect. You've got his attention. As a young guy, how did you go about getting his attention and respect as quickly as you did?
I think just the communication with him, asking him questions, asking him how I can get better, asking about different things, being able to communicate with him, and also him seeing how hard I work and my determination on the field, and just feeling like I belong there and making sure that I make my presence known.
Hey, now you ran the ball in college. Is that something you might want to do also?
A little bit, not too much. You know, I'm not an every down back, but I do like getting back there. It creates matchup problems. We did that all throughout the season, and it made it difficult for defense to prepare for it.
They've just got to find a way to get you in open space. That's obviously the big goal. I mean, you're not going to be a down in and down out back, but if you had to carry it, how many times a game would you like to carry it?
I'll say maybe 4 or 5. I don't see more than that, and I don't think the coaches really see me as being more than that. But it did create matchup opportunities for us, so like I said, and it opened up a lot for us this season.
So go analyst for me. We talked about the Niners for a moment or two Sunday. How do you see that game playing out, and who would you give the edge to?
It's going to be a tough game. Those are two great defenses. Their offense are very reliable on their defense. They expect to have great field position from their defense, creating turnovers. It's going to be a hard-nosed game. I expect it to be 3 points either way.
All right. Appreciate you starting.